what is everybody? My name is Thomas. I'm on YouTube and they're video. So today at my therapist office, and I want to talk to him and me about depression. But he requested me not to show him in the video, and I respect that. Finn, his name is Finn.
My name is Jim, and I'm a psychotherapist, and I'm going to be talking today about depression, and just also kind of giving my own personal take on depression and my professional take. I'm not talking on behalf of my employer.
Yeah. So depression, I talk about depression on this channel. Depression. What is depression to you, Jim? What is that?
It's an excellent question. So what is depression to me? So depression is a set of symptoms. And so when people have enough of these symptoms, we say they have a depression. And so you think about low mood, sad mood, low energy, kind of not wanting to do much, isolating. And sometimes people with depression get to really tough places in their head and they start to think about, maybe wanting to be dead and those kind of things. And that's when depression can get really dangerous and scary. And so that's kind of like what the books say about it. I guess personally, I think about depression as things slow down in somebody's life. They do less stuff. They see less people. Yeah. They stay in bed more often. They just kind of, life kind of starts to get slow.
So is it in your brain? Is it a disease in the brain?
So depression is considered a medical condition, and that's why things like medications to treat depression can be effective, because it's a combination of kind of biology and like what's happening inside your body and what's happening inside your brain chemically. And it's also, it can be part of a kind of like when a lot of stuff's going on in somebody's life that, circumstances and jobs, relationships, money, those kind of things can kind of sit on top of somebody and make the symptoms of depression show up too.
How do you stop depression?
That is an excellent question. I don't necessarily know how to stop it. The way I think about depression is, how do we manage it? How do we live our life while we feel the symptoms of depression? And so, one of the main treatments for depression is something called behavioral activation, which is this idea of, if depression is a slowing down of things, and we have to speed up a little bit. We have to kind of do the things we're not feeling like. We got to talk to our friends. We got to go out and see that movie. We have to kind of get back to living life, because what happens is it's hard to want to do those things, but once you start doing those things, you tend to feel better. So that's one way to start to kind of manage your depression. Taking medications can help depression symptoms go away. Seeing a therapist can help depression symptoms go away. Some people are going to be depressed all the time. Sometimes depression kind of comes and goes. The question is, are you living your life while you have those symptoms?
Is anxiety and depression the same thing?
Anxiety and depression are different, but they can show up together at the same time. So if you think of depression as being kind of sad or blue or down, anxiety is more like I'm worried or I'm stressed. And so anxiety shows up as kind of like nervousness and worry, and you might like tap your feet a lot or fidget with your hands because you got a little extra energy. Your mind might spin on problems or kind of things in your life that you're worried about, and it can really wear you out. But anxiety and depression show up together a lot. Like, it's really common.
So how long have you been a psychologist?
Psychotherapist. So I've been a psychotherapist for probably about 5 years, with a year of training in there as well, so maybe 6 or 7 if you think of my training. So I went, I changed careers into this from something else, so I had to go back to school when I was in my 30s.
Is your job hard or is it?
I love my job, and it's both really hard and really exciting. Sometimes it's, I really want to be helpful to people, and, so sometimes it's hard because I'm really trying to work with somebody to help them manage their symptoms and live their life that they want. Sometimes I have to hear really difficult things, and so sometimes that kind of gets in my head, and I have professional ways to kind of deal with that and have some professional distance. And also, I guess there's just this idea of like, it's great too. I get to see people live their life. I get to see people kind of do what they're hoping to do, or at least try, and it's really exciting to see what people get up to.
So when you help people, that made you feel when you say, "Oh, I help you," and I want to be there for you. Is that how? If somebody want to come in and say, "I want to commit suicide," I want to commit suicide, what is your answer to do? Is that hard or?
I love helping people. That's one of the reasons I do this. But yeah, sometimes I work with people who have the symptoms of depression or anxiety or some other mental health condition that makes them want to end their life. And then I have to get involved to try and encourage people to stay safe through, there's lots of good crisis telephone numbers out there, crisis text services, things like that I can hook people up to.
Is that really work?
What was that?
Is that work?
Does it work?
Yeah, the number?
Yeah, the numbers on the cards and the number, like the text crisis line is great. Suicide prevention lifeline is great. There's trained people there who help you in a crisis while you're in your house, in the world. In my office, you have to schedule an appointment and come at a certain time. If it's the middle of the night and you're in a crisis, those services save lives, bottom line.
So, we will. Who are you? I don't know. So is that? That is. I got nothing. I'm burned out.
Can I give some of those crisis numbers in case somebody watching this video is in a crisis and they want some help?
Sure.
Yeah. So the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline number is 1-800-273-8255. 1-800-273-8255. It's staffed 24 hours a day, 7 days a week by people who can help.
So, call that number. If you're ready to suicide or commit while you die, don't do it. You only have one life, right? One life. And the number will be in the description about depression and anxiety. My version of depression and anxiety, depression sucks. I lost my best friend the whole world. I lost Brittany, and that made me depressed, that made me sad and angry. But, we only have one life to live. Let me live it fully, Don't love, your blessing. Because when you make bad choices, come back and do all your hand. I don't want that to live. Any contact, any input on that?
I guess the only other thing I'd say is there's a crisis number, but also, if you're not in a crisis but still have mental health problems you'd like to work with a professional on, call your insurance company, see who's in network, and schedule that appointment. It can be really scary, and it's worth it. Because like you said, you got one life. Like I said, you got one life, and if you're in a crisis, do what you have to stay safe. And if you aren't in a crisis but you want to work on your mental health, make a few phone calls, schedule an intake, and just kind of get going.
So the number will be down below. I hope you like the video. Subscribe, comment, and points, and see all that stuff. Guys, see you in the next video. Peace.